Jacob.
I'm Yuri.
And we're going for a drive. And a drone.
2019 Volkswagen winter driving experience specifically for 4Motion vehicles.
So we got to test out all of their 4Motion cars and the GTI.
Which is not a 4Motion car.
Exactly, because we needed to compare it to something. So we're in, where are we?
Sakakomi, Quebec.
Okay, this place is super cold, but it's super nice, super scenic, way cooler looking than Ontario.
Yeah, so this video is going to be a lot different. Let's explain that up front.
So on a lot of events, it may not be super catered for video guys, so it's hard to do stuff. But we want to go on all these events because we can experience a lot of things. Like we get to test out all the Volkswagens in winter and we can use that for future reference in our videos.
Exactly. So this is not a vlog, but this is story time. That's what we're going to call this.
I do.
He's got vlog mode.
I got vlog mode.
So we might insert some vlog mode because vlog mode's kind of funny.
We've officially ditched mounting to the windshield. Everything will be held with a Gorilla Pod, isn't that right?
This is not true. This is not a fact.
Vlog, 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 vlog.
It's not a vlog. Every trip, we go to the airport, we go to the lounge, get some breakfast, fly on a plane, and end up in a new place.
We can do a plane infotainment review in the future because there's a lot to talk about in those.
Yes. So we drove a bunch of pre-production secret vehicles which we're not allowed to tell you. We got picked up at the airport and then we drove ourselves in them to Sakakomi.
So here's a few things from that little drive that you might find interesting. First, we did a cup test.
Cup holder test.
Then we did a visor test.
Which it passed.
It's got a couple cool patterns on the interior. It looked pretty nice.
And while we were driving it, we went on a little adventure. Yuri, what happened?
I crashed my drone into a tree.
Yes, you did.
But I did find it after about 45 minutes of looking. I used the GPS coordinates, and it's not the first drone I found. I found someone else's drone last year, someone who crashed it.
This is true.
So I'm pretty good at finding drones.
Yuri Drone Hunter Terrashin.
Yeah, I got it down. Maybe I'll do a tutorial on how to find drones.
Yeah, GPS coordinates and stand in about a foot of snow.
Yeah, looking up at the trees.
Yeah. And we checked into our hotel, and then we had some drinks and dinner.
Okay, check out this hotel. It's fully like a huge log cabin. It's so cool.
It is the coolest hotel ever. The location is awesome. The hotel looks cool. Like the actual shape of the hotel.
You've got 3 beds in your room.
Yes.
And I've got like a slanted wall, which I think is awesome.
Yeah, I couldn't fit in Yuri's room.
It smells like pine or something. I love the smell of cottagey cottage hotel.
It is pretty awesome. End of vlog mode. Now let's explain exactly what we're doing. We're driving the Volkswagen Atlas on a gentle off-road course.
Right now.
Right now. But we'll get to that later because that's not exciting. But first we drove a GTI, an Alltrack, and a Golf R on a frozen lake.
We started off with comparing the GTI to the Alltrack to see how the all-wheel drive system works compared to front-wheel drive, how much more speed you can carry, and what kind of things you can do.
Yeah, so we found out a lot of interesting things with the traction control system and the way the cars work. So 4Motion is Volkswagen's all-wheel drive system, and it is the exact same on every car. Some mounting points, some internals might be a little bit different, but they are pretty much identical.
But there are a lot of differences for the way they react. So if you're in a Golf R, it's going to be way more aggressive, more rear-wheel drive, let you do more cool stuff, and turn it off more. So in the Alltrack, you couldn't turn everything off all the way, but in the Golf R, you could mostly turn everything off. So it lets you get way more aggressive, more rear-wheel drive drifty.
But the GTI, it was just frustrating to drive because you're always ripping handbrakes, which is kind of fun. But you try and power through it and it completely cuts the power.
Okay, so first the Alltrack, because it says 4Motion.
Yes.
You can't turn it all the way off, but you can turn off a lot. So you're in ESC Sport, and it lets you get the back end out a bit, but you really need to work with it and like keep it going.
Yeah, so you kind of actually have to rip a couple handbrakes in that, which you didn't think you would because it's all-wheel drive, but because of the traction control system, you kind of have to hang it out.
And they're all front-biased all-wheel drive systems.
Exactly.
So you can get up to 50-50 in the Golf R, I think.
Yeah, the torque split.
But I'm not sure if it'll throw that much in the Alltrack.
I think technically it can, but it just doesn't. So there are several different traction modes, and the Golf R gets slightly different traction modes than all the other cars.
Yeah, in the Alltrack and GTI, when you start drifting, you still get that traction control light flashing. You didn't get that in the Golf R.
Yeah, you're right. But the Golf R system is still technically kind of on.
Yeah, there's always something going on. And like we said, at the AMG driving experience, they had a guy come in, hack the system so there was no electronic controls while you're on the brakes. These ones, you could feel them. You couldn't do brake initiations as well as those hacked Mercedeses.
Yeah, exactly. And that was the most noticeable thing is you can't do brake initiation because the ABS is kicking in, the traction control system's kicking in. So it's very, very different. And we're also not on studded tires.
Yes.
That is a massive difference. Ice and regular tires, Not the best. You really need studded tires to drive on a frozen lake, which makes absolute sense.
Yo, zoom in on these tires on the GTI.
Oh, they look really good. Really like those Continentals.
My favorite. Okay, but the way we're driving, we're kind of driving like goons a little bit.
Yes, we are.
We're trying to drift cars while they're trying to show people how good their cars are in winter driving experiences.
Yes, so an Alltrack handles much differently with the traction control system and everything than a Golf R. A Golf R lets you get fully sideways. An Alltrack is geared towards safety.
Yeah, so since we have to work so much harder to make it drift, it means it's so much better when you don't have all that stuff off and you're trying to drive normally.
Yeah, and the Tiguan and the Atlas would be even safer in terms of their traction control systems. They wouldn't let you hang it out as much.
Okay, so let's talk about what we did in the Golf R.
This is called the power circle.
We were doing the big circles, but it was very icy. We didn't have studded tires. It made it very tricky.
Yeah, you can't go very fast. I was able to link several drifts, but it wasn't that exciting because I wasn't going that fast.
But when we bring the Golf R onto the track we were driving before in the GTI and the Alltrack, then we had a lot more fun.
Way more fun.
So that pretty much covers all the driving on the ice lake portion. What did you think of all of it?
It was pretty fun, but not the most fun. However, this is a learning event, not a fun event.
Yeah, it's not the AMG drifting experience. This is the learn how to drive our cars on ice because they're so good at 4MOTION.
Yeah, Volkswagen seems like a responsible adult company, and we are definitely goons.
Gooning it up today anyways.
Yes.
But then what did we do next?
We went off-roading in this vehicle.
This is the Atlas, and then we had a Tiguan and an Alltrack with us at the same time.
Yeah, so I think I like the Alltrack the most just because it's a wagon and I'm biased.
So what they did is they widened out a snowmobile trail and we took that to this cool little remote cottage. And it was cool because we got to use all the off-road settings. It's got an automatic built-in hill descent, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a little weird to use at first.
How do we get into hill descent?
When you get on top of the hill and you start going down, you brake to really slow down the car, and when you release the brake, it's going to be automatically on hill descent.
Oh,
so the car is going to keep the same speed going down the hill.
That's really
to make
slow.
it work, of course, the car has to be in off-road mode.
That's really slow. So the way it works is you step on the brakes once you're on an incline and you go slow enough, and then it engages itself if you're in off-road mode.
Yeah, which is super convenient because you don't need to do anything, but you need to be in off-road mode. So like not everyone's going to do that on their way up to the cottage. But speaking of off-roading, remember in the RAV4, we're like, why do people go off-roading? Why do people need an off-road vehicle? If you've got a cottage like that in Quebec or somewhere up north, that makes perfect sense. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, it's not like off-roading for fun. It's off-roading to be able to get to your destination.
Yeah, and it's like something that the manual G70 rear-wheel drive with the tires that had on it probably couldn't do that.
Yeah, I agree.
So people sometimes need an all-wheel drive car to get places.
I agree.
But I don't own a cottage, so I didn't really think about it.
Oh, by the way, that little shack that we stopped at, that was an interesting little place. Check out this alien head and check out this amazing drone shot from the outside.
So overall, 4MOTION good in the snow?
Yes, it is very good, very safe, not fun unless it's in the Golf R.
I agree. So now that we're done with the trails, it's time to go sledding because that's part of the program too. I've never been snowmobiling before.
I love snowmobiling and I'm so excited to go. Don't forget to subscribe. The video's not over. Keep watching.
The rest is vlog mode from the snowmobiles.
Yeah, that's about it for the car portion.
Yo, are you silly? I'm still gonna send it.
Definitely gonna send it. Yo, Larry, give us a shout. Larry the Enticer.
I'm Yuri.
I'm Jakub.
And we're going right on.
Right on.
Right on.
Still gonna send it.
So it turns out you can't just stop in the middle of a trail and film stuff on snowmobiles because they're like actual roads.
Yeah, so we ended up just having a lot of fun on snowmobiles.
Snowmobile reviews coming soon. Maybe. Okay, but how about 4MOTION?
4MOTION was fun. You can't have as much fun as you think you can because you cannot turn off the traction control, but it's very safe.
Yeah. So in that sense, it's good. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell,
Check out patreon.com/TheStraightPipes, buy us some sleds, and join our YouTube membership.
and let us know what you think of this format. We'd like to do more cool stuff. Maybe we'll do Sea-Doo reviews, jet ski reviews,
Everything reviews.
anything that we can do to make more fun stuff happen.
Planes. Anything.
Planes.
Boats.
Skydiving?
Submarines. I don't
Roller
like-
coasters.
I don't like roller coasters.
I'm Yuri.
I'm Jacob.
And we're going for a drive. This is a subscription break. Don't forget to subscribe.
Subscribe right now. Subscribe. We didn't do that.